Hello everyone, and welcome back to Amnesia The Dark Descent. I think I'll do at least one more video for this set. It shouldn't take me too long to actually finish the game if I remember right. But yeah, for this set we'll be doing the study of the machine. Strange though afraid him, but also the only one which offered some comfort. See, here's the thing, these loading screens, they don't really make much sense because of the order that they're placed in. It's a bit off from the order that we receive notes in the game. That was a bit light, but I guess it isn't that light. Okay, I'm not sure if I've missed any tender boxes yet. I probably have. I mean, they're small little things, so it's a bit easy to miss them. And no one's gonna be doing that. I mean, yeah, it could be a tinderbox all the way back here and I wouldn't notice. Trying to be thorough, but, you know, it's difficult. Yeah, if they're in there, that's a horrible place if they're in there, because I wouldn't be able to see that far now. I think for the most part I'm good though, hopefully. Don't know why I'm smashing things. I think it just makes me feel better about myself. Don't think there's any back though. Oh well, moving on. As I mentioned in the last video, there was no actual threat to, besides the...
This shouldn't be!
usual ambience. Then you're freaking out. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. There was so loud music that's gonna make this hard to read over. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. Finally found one of the orbs I had been looking for the last 20 odd years. It is as inexplicable as the Helidromicus described in the Hortus Conclusicus. It's as if as it was told about, an underground mithratic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The hole was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the textures were smooth and jagged. Color rushed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. With an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Altstrad, investigating one of the antiquated trails when I finally found the cavern. Went inside and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is my most important discovery of my life, but also it became my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. Scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods, I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. This shadow. Or Zerg creep. Wall meat, whatever. Made my way into the nearby ravine where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately, they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard the cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Yay, people died so I could escape. I'm a dick. Suddenly a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were rushed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal, black with leaves of cinder, and the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams from the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The guardian had taken the orb from me, but still until this day I feared its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night, listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. Its been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest in ongoing research into the mythic orbs, and I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Altstadt. Friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. More up from Agrippa. Or some more of that noise in the background. Not sure what that is. We could take Jesus with us, because obviously that'll protect us. Jesus, do you see any tender parts I might have missed? No? Okay, well, let me know if you see any. But I'm just going to put you down over here. Oop, oop, oop. What's my... I'm actually getting a bit low on one oil. Oh, isn't that inconvenient? Well, later that didn't put me down to dot dot dot. Oh god. Well, that's a thing. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dark. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. Believe that catalyst is produced in the brain. It is difficult to determine exactly what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There's an inherent problem in horse in this industry. Since the creature is bound to die from the exercise, I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. Maybe their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Okay, so to explain this, besides the insanity of torture and creatures and all that, basically, fear, pain, and stress which trigger and darkness response. Basically, adrenaline. He's basically trying to get the adrenaline from fear and pain out of things without them dying in the process. So you can basically harvest the adrenaline into, I don't know, why is it? Oh yeah, vitae. Vitae. So it's basically the adrenaline inside the blood. That's what he's trying to harvest. And now to feel bad.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Even the bird. Yeah, this is just basically an experiment room. It's a sick, twisted experiment. To make you feel bad. Oh boy. Oh, well, we only had a slight headache. Let's see if this changes it. Nope. Guys, yeah, if you hit ... oh, that painting changes. It loses most of the facial features. It becomes a lot more creepy. If you're on that low sanity. As I was saying. Yep. As I was saying. What's with that statue? It's a dick. Because Frictional Games isn't afraid of putting dicks in their games. My sanity. My sanity in real life is not head is pounding out or shaking. My sanity is, why the hell am I doing this? I was like, I think the way on that's a bit weird. Anyway, is there nothing else here? Nope. Let me just check to see if there was, you know, any tender parts hidden in there. Nope. Okay. Alright, the note. Further disappointment, the Antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. Still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more work on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals would suffice, as they would prove less of a hassle to acquire. Still creepy. Nope. I think we're good here. I think it's time to move on. Isn't that right, Mr. Rabbit? Mr. Rabbit, it's time to move on. Let me just make sure there's nothing here. Nope, no tinderboxes. No tinderboxes. Well, Mr. Rabbit, I'm actually going to need your help. Be free, Mr. Rabbit. Hop, 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 hop. If a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? Yes, yes it does.
What was that?
That was my lantern going on and off. Also, stuff. About the elevator and such things. When it will be my turn, have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind's not even wasted a breath. Yet I bow to you. I've done so much for you, and I've gained nothing in return, Agrippa. I trusted you. It was I who, in all faith and fairness, should have entered that gate. That won't be relevant until much later on. I'm not sure what that entails. What half these things mean. Well, the elevator made sense, but some of it does. I'm not sure. Emergency decelerator. Well, I don't think that's in place. And there's the rod we need. Okay, this note is important. There breaks down again, make sure to use the steam engine to build up pressure before channeling into the machinery. Just allow it to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is there according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Note that the machine will not have proper recognition until all rods are inserted. Let's see, anything here? Just tools, no tinderboxes. And over here, nothing. One of these. And that's a shit over this end. Box. There's the tin boxes. Now we should probably leave. I said about trees falling in the dirt. Wait, does that? No, that's closed. Okay, as I said, there's no real threat here. Oh, we should probably still leave. And sadly, your nice, happy place is no longer as happy. Because the wall meat has invaded. Sad face.
You have an ascending room. Will it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Fun times. So yeah, basically if you came here at the start when it directed you, you notice there's the elevator. Only problem though is the elevator doesn't work. And you must find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any tender boxes. I thought there would be a decent place to hide one. Just to be a dick. I'm behind the Igor statue. No. Behind the upper line. Nope, apparently we're being pretty direct with them. Oh well. Got the machine room key. Why this was hidden, I don't know. And haven't we already read that? In fact, we haven't even gotten the note on that yet. So around, there's no real threats in hell. Because basically the game works in this logic. It doesn't put threats inside most puzzle areas. I think they sort of did the opposite in Soma with some puzzle areas having threats. But oh well.
5th of July, 1839. Today I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
I think lowering screens were a bit too quick before these notes. Yeah, I can hear those noises from the distance, but don't remember, there's no real threat still. Just gotta keep reminding myself that. Let's see if I can remember this. That's A up. might know this wheel. It has a slight glow to it, which means it's important. Is this actual box? Yes, it is. Good. Good. I probably should go check the other room for more tender boxes. Just in case. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for the LPer machinery. Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms, in case all 3 would crack again. So basically, here's the thing: if you didn't do the rods first, there are only 2 spare rods, and make sure to discard what's on back. The others, there was only technically 1 other in the study rooms.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle. Signed, Alexander." What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
Right. So, no more. Nope, no more. Oh well. We'll be back shortly. I just want to go verify that there's no more tender boxes. Nope, doesn't really look like it. Oop, never mind. Oh, I almost missed those 2. Huzzah. You know, I'm probably still going to miss one, and that's not get the achievement. Just to spite myself. But damn if I'm not gonna try. Wait, I didn't solve the puzzle though, did I? Of course I didn't. Oh well. We'll be back. Might as well go figure this out first. Okay. So. I've seen people actually screw this up somehow. Because apparently they can't figure out the simple basics of things. Duh, what is a Trinity steam rod? What is a 4-phase amplitude rod? Let's go back to our thing. No. For LPer thing. And then, here's the thing. Here's where it can also screw you up is because it lets... Make sure the flow is there according to the following chart. Trinity 4-phase complete. So basically, some people are stupid enough to just read the note and think, duh, Trinity goes hell. Here's the thing. Pay attention to the shapes. How many sides are there on things? Exactly. Flow cycle rod, a cycle circle. Trinity is 3. So triangle. 4 phase. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta-da. Not that hard. Yeah, I've seen people screw that up. Because you don't actually... Because most people don't initially process the whole sides to things and the shapes. They mainly jump to the note and it's like, put the Trinity one in first. Don't put the Trinity one in first. It's a triangle, not a circle. I remember I've watched like, what, 50 different Let's Plays of this? So yeah. Jeez, I have a bunch of... The cogwheel does not feel bespoke. It doesn't fail on that one, yes it does. And this one should fail bespoke. Magic. However, before we try to turn it on, we need fuel and burner. Actually, there's no tinder boxes. Ban the note.
17th of July, 1839. How has this escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate. Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me. I have no choice but to trust the Baron. He better know what he claims. If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Right. Okay, so now then. Nope, no tinder boxes. Yeah, a bit low on oil, but now we're good on oil. But I'm hearing whispers in my head. Oop, there's the tinder box. Nope, none there. I think I'm mostly good on them. Okay. We need like 3 pieces of coal, I mean, yeah. Also, I was expecting it to just slam shut. But yeah. It's now burning, which is good. So then, hopefully I got all the tinder boxes. Because huzzah, we did it. I was going to say everything's fine, but nope. Absurd creep. Wall meat. Ow. He panted heavily, trying his best to keep himself from screaming. The massive cabinet had been overturned and the leg collapsed on the floor. He reached the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. Because Daniel loves them sedatives. And we don't need any yet. Ow. My eyes. Well, so much for going back. Only one option to do, and that's down. Sometimes they're afraid to move. There's only one door from some comfort. AK Okay, the one from outside. Can't get off there. Also can't go off there. What storage rooms does he have? Moving that orbit like pushing a star in the night sky. What's it supposed to happen? Sure isn't some vengeful thing. It is the universe catching up. And somehow we survived that. With only a few cuts and bruises. And a slight headache. Surprised we weren't crushed by a stone. Now then, in the next episode...
Come, this way. What was that? Forgive me, I should have warned you. One of my responsibilities as a Baron is that of a prison warden. This is where criminals are locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Very much so. Come, don't linger.
Right. 'Cause, you know... F my sanity and all that. Guess here's enough of the scary parts of the game. Probably one of the more scary or dangerous parts too. But that's where we're going to be leaving off, cause yeah. I've done enough for this set. I mean, seriously, we've recorded pretty much, besides the break earlier, recorded pretty much half the game already. Yeah, I think the dungeon would be pretty much the halfway mark. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all, and have a nice day.